Hi, and welcome to the Intervino School of Wine. I'm Sarah Shahardeh, and today we're going to be looking at the sweetness of wine for our A to Z of wine. So, what is sweetness? Sweetness is one of the three basic tastes of wine. And unlike acidity and tannin, sweetness is pretty self-explanatory. It's the same words we use for food in everyday life as we do here in the wine world. There isn't much I'm going to teach you about sweetness. You know exactly what it is. Think of sugar and you know what sweetness is. As you put something sweet like sugar on your palate, what happens? Your saliva thickens, you get something like a thin layer or film of something that feels nearly oily that's covering your tongue and the inside of your cheeks. Give it a go so that you really understand that feeling and that taste. The reality is that only when you taste sweet wines will you feel that much sweetness, and that the vast majority of wines aren't sweet, so you're going to have to examine more subtle differences. Also, you're going to have other tastes blending on your palate, flavors, so it's going to take a bit of focus to single out this taste. All wines will have some sweetness, even dry white wines. And the more you taste, the more you're going to be able to see the differences. So how do you rate sweetness? To assess the sweetness of a wine, we taste the wine and mark it on a scale of 0 to 10 or low to high. Whatever scale you choose, try to imagine water as a 0. And for the other end of the scale, try to have sugar as a 10 or as a super high. And never mark a wine that's not a sweet wine, a super high or a 10. This is a special rating that you'd only use for sweet wines. It's important to remember that alcohol is also going to give us an impression of sweetness. Make sure you look at this the next few times you drink wine and see whether you can spot the differences in sweetness between wines. The more you taste, the more you're going to be comfortable with rating the sweetness of a wine. I hope you've enjoyed discovering the definition of this word sweetness in the wine world, and I look forward to seeing you in one of our next videos.